what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into the Auburn Blitz here on this Friday, live on location at Bunkers, downtown Auburn on West Glen. Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee here with you. Man, what an awesome place this is. So glad to be in location here in Auburn. Just an outstanding venue here. As you can see behind us, you got golf simulators, got all these bays all the way through here. The bar is awesome. The food is great. You can smell it. They're eating back here. They're going to bring us some food here in a little bit, Randy, but we're glad to be here.
We always are. I mean, the first time I came in, I said, Brett, we got to figure out a way to partner with Allen. It's just a great venue. I just told Allen Brewer just a second ago, hey, buddy, we're coming here more than we have told you that we are because excited to be in the Auburn community. But the size of this place, Brett, let's talk about that.
It's huge.
From Christmas events, I think they've got 3 events in here tonight. You got plenty of room. If you've got a big corporate function that you're wanting, you can do it right here. At Bunkers in downtown Auburn, right on West Glen. You know, I lived when I was here in Auburn about a quarter of a mile up on the right in what's called the Peak House.
There you
still
are.
There.
That's right.
It's one of the lone houses that are old that's still remaining on this street. So I'm very fond of this West Glen part of Auburn. It's always been one of my favorite parts of Auburn, and it's great to see Allen and all the success they're having here at Bunkers.
Boy, it's different down through here, isn't it?
Way different. I mean, how many of these businesses were here when we were here? Very few.
0. Let me tell you, man, none of this was here when we were here.
Not only that, just the high-rises. I know it's not an Atlanta high-rise that we have here in Auburn, but it's a lot different when you look at the skyscape from what we were used to with everything maybe a couple of stories high at the most downtown. It's growing. We're glad to be a part of this community. We love Auburn. We always have loved Auburn. You and I live in the Lake Martin community, and I also live over here in Auburn right now as well. And it's just the growth is amazing in Lee County, not only Auburn,
right.
Opelika community and all the peripheral communities around Auburn continue to grow.
No doubt about it. We're excited to have men's head golf coach Nick Clinard with us. National champion from last year. We're going to talk about that and how the fall's going. He was just recently named the co-head coach of the 2025 Arnold Palmer Cup for the Team USA, which will be taking place in June over in South Carolina. So glad to have Coach Clinard, man. I know he's busy, but what a better place to talk about golf than in a place like Bunkers, where you got golf simulators all around you. You got a golf bag here. We might even take a swing or two here a little bit later on, Randy. But glad to have him here. Look, it's also recruiting season for football. We're going to talk about the portal. As we've talked about on our podcast every morning this week, Auburn's had a ton of people in here. Some guys that they're really after, namely some quarterbacks like Malik Murphy and Jackson Arnold. We'll talk about that. Basketball back on the floor tomorrow in Atlanta, taking on Ohio State. That's a big basketball game against another really good opponent. Been a very tough out-of-conference schedule to start the season, but Auburn has navigated this thing really well. Took a hit at Duke, but again, played really well up there, had our chances to win. You're not going to go undefeated in basketball, Randy. So Auburn's sitting at number 2 in the country. Tennessee's number 1. So no rest for the weary here in this conference.
2 amazing programs that have been built for the last decade. You know, you think back, Tennessee had a stretch in the mid-'70s, in the 80s with Allen Houston that I remember watching and was really fond of the way that he shot the basketball and scored it while he was at Tennessee. But that's not a program much like Auburn that you always considered on the men's side to be one of the top programs in the country. We knew the women's were with Pat Summit, but not
right.
the men's side. But now Auburn and Tennessee, it's year in and year out. You can throw Kentucky in there. You can now throw Alabama in there. But I would say the top 2 programs year in and year out in the SEC are Auburn and Tennessee. And it's funny that we say that in the change. And what a tremendous job Bruce Pearl's doing, Brett. Can't say enough. Coach Clinard's over here, and he's as good as can be asked for on the golf side. But this basketball program's amazing what's been built so far.
It is. Thank you, Hannah. So, Hannah, so you just bring out the food right here, Randy. So we'll try. That's a little chips and dip there. And we're going to showcase several things that they do here at Bunkers. This is a great place to bring your family, your friends, and hang out. So, again, we're live on location today here in Bunkers in Auburn on West Glen. Again, like you were saying with Coach Clinard, coming off a national championship, Auburn's athletic department as a whole right now, I mean, we're seeing our women's program get better as far as the basketball, new softball coaches here. There's a lot of buzz around them. In the offseason, I know everybody's excited about them getting started. Just overall, if we can get this football thing turned around, Randy, I mean, I don't know that athletics has ever been as good a shape top to bottom as we are now.
I know it has, and I feel like the women's basketball program, just to kind of hit in on that a little bit more, Brett, I think that they're that close. I think that what we're already saying about the men's basketball program, the more that I watch them and the more that I know that they're efforting on the NIL front and going after some of the top talent in the country, that we've got a chance. And you're starting to see the arena pack in when they're playing, and that's much different than what we've seen the last decade or so too. And so I guess Coach Fortner was the last time that we had a program.
Right.
And DeWanna Bonner, who was All-SEC and Player of the Year in the SEC, is that the last time Auburn had a truly national competitive team?
I would think so.
That's a long time ago. She's getting into her late 30s and still playing as well as she is in the WNBA. But, Brett, it is, and it's one thing that we're here and happy to be in Auburn about. And hopefully every Friday, if you're a business out there that would like to partner with us on having a remote at your place, contact Brett. He'd love to talk to you about it. But we're here at Bunkers today to do that.
Yeah.
And hopefully, as Coach Clinard's coming, and we had Coach Pruitt with us last time to talk basketball, it gives us an opportunity here in this community to bring some coaches and some players over to Spotlight.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Let's go ahead and dive into this portal talk. We've hit it pretty hard this week. Auburn with a couple of quarterback targets here on campus during the week, and Jackson Arnold was here yesterday. We had Malik Murphy in the day before. Malik Murphy from Duke, Jackson Arnold obviously from Oklahoma. Two guys that have been made a priority, obviously, by Coach Freeze and this staff. And Randy, we know that's the part we've got to get figured out as a football program. Is we got to have better play out of the quarterback position, more consistent play. These two guys, as highly touted coming out of high school as anybody. Malik Murphy set a Duke record this year, passing, throwing. It wasn't in an offense that really predicated him to run the football very much, but right at 3,000 yards passing, 26 touchdowns. Big frame kid, 6'5", weighs about 215, 220 pounds. He can really throw it, can make all the throws. And Jackson Arnold is more of a true dual threat quarterback. He can run it. Had a really good game against Oklahoma. Not against Alabama. Came back really from a situation where he got benched after the Tennessee game. He didn't play in this Auburn game. And then he kind of worked his way back, and about highly touted coming out of high school in Texas. If he were to sign with Auburn, from a star standpoint, he'd be the highest-rated quarterback we ever got from a star standpoint. I think he was a 5-star plus guy, top 10 in the country.
I had 2 phone calls within the last 30 minutes before I walked in to do the show with you, and the same question was asked by both phone calls. We're going to get a quarterback today. I don't have the answer for that, but I know a lot of Auburn fans are hopeful that whoever Hugh Freeze picks and we go after wholeheartedly, that it's the right choice, because it's going to be very important. Because that guy that comes in, if he gets the starting nod, Brett, if you look at that schedule, and I know that we'll have a segment here where we'll talk about the schedule, but those 3 road games out of the first 5 games and where they are and how tough those opponents are, if you don't have a quarterback in place that's used to a venue like we'll be going into in Texas, in 2 of those 3, it's going to be really important that Auburn gets the right piece.
Jackson Arnold could be going back to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
The first road game for Auburn in conference is Oklahoma, and he could be Auburn's quarterback.
And Baylor, where, he played his high school football, and then you've got Texas A&M also in one of those first 5 games. So very, very tough
He's very
schedule.
familiar with all that area.
That was also a comment that I had on those 2 phone calls is, do we get a quarterback? And, my gosh, I wasn't expecting the schedule to be that rough early on.
Well, we talked about this on the podcast earlier this week. You know, the reason you're kind of in the situation you are going into this season is because you had a schedule that was really favorable this past year. The first 5 games at home, and all 5 were winnable, and it didn't work out. So, you know, the season kind of got off to a bad start, and then you were away from home for a month. You were on the road the entire month of October. It was just a very odd deal. Auburn never got blown out of a game. They just could not do the things they needed to do against Cal, against Arkansas, against Missouri. You know, had leads in these games, couldn't finish. Got to be able to finish these games. And, again, and we'll talk more about the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game that will be taking place tomorrow. Got the North-South game taking place this afternoon. But all these recruits coming in, we feel great about our defense. You know, the defense got better as the year went along, a top 15 defense under DJ Durkin. And then he's adding some guys that are going to make this thing even better with Jordan Crawford and Jared Smith and Eric Winters and Anquan Fagans and, you know, Malik Autry. The list goes on and on and on of the great defensive guys we got in this class coming in.
Well, 2 offensive guys that I talked about, just did a little TikTok that we're pushing out on, and we appreciate you finding all of our social media efforts out there. But the 2 offensive guys that I want to watch are small school guys and how they perform against the top talent. We know how talented Deuce Knight is. We know how talented Alvin Henderson is. What do they look like out there against some of the top schools and some of the top talent in the country? We're going to be able to see that tomorrow. Look forward to it, Brett. We've covered 18 of these things now with the AHSA radio network, and a lot of times those guys that make an immediate splash make an immediate splash in this all-star game because they're already positioned themselves to be ready to go into the college game. So I'd like to see those 2 tomorrow.
Yeah, Auburn fans should definitely be interested in that game tomorrow, the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star Classic out of Mobile. All right, we're going to take our first break. We're live on location at Bunker. Stay tuned. We've got Coach Nick Clinard coming up next. Stay tuned. More to come right after.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Presley Appliance and Furniture, located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, is locally owned and operated with over 35 years of experience in the appliance and furniture business. Specializing in Amana, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and Ashley Furniture, Presley Appliance services what they sell and will make sure you receive top-notch customer service. Call them today at 256-329-9762 or drop by to see them on Cherokee Road in Alexander City. Presley Appliance and Furniture, where they service what they sell.
This is Kathy Holmes with Preparatory Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes. They're installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
Get ready to rev up your fall with Adams Motorsports in Montgomery. This season, experience the thrill of the open road like never before. From sleek motorcycles to powerful ATVs to versatile side-by-sides, we've got everything you need to fuel your passion for adventure. Whether Polaris, Suzuki, or Kawasaki, Adams sells and services the best. Go to where the journey begins. Visit us today or online for more information. From East Alabama's first family of power sports, Adams Motorsports of Montgomery.
Lake Martin Mobile Detailing is the #1 auto and boat detailing company in Central Alabama. Don't trust your boat or vehicle to just anybody. Hire the professionals. Top-of-the-line ceramic coating, detailing, gel coat restoration, and paint correction gives you the options to take care of your vehicle the right way. Located at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville, Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have you riding in style. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or Superior Automotive and Boat Detailing.
We're hammering down high prices at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. New full-size GMC Sierras discounted up to $12,000 off. GMC Terrains with a roomy cabin and pro safety discounted up to $7,250 off. Enjoy the holidays with no payments until springtime. Choose from 600 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way. GlennSmith.com. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz, brought to you by Russell Do It Center and Building Supply Stores, J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation, and Sensa Green. Glad to have Coach Nick Clinard up here with me now at Bunkers. Coach, good to see you, buddy.
Thank you, War Eagle.
War Eagle. And let me just first of all tell everybody, it's his birthday today. Happy birthday to Coach Clinard here. He chose to spend a little bit of it with us. And, Coach, you look good to be 21.
Thank you. I don't feel a day older than 30.
There you go. There you go. We'll just leave it at that. So, Coach Clinard here, defending national champs. I want to start there, obviously winning the first national championship in Auburn history, and just a phenomenal way. So much drama in that final round, and against Florida State, you win 3-2, and just kind of talk about that. I know you had a big celebration right over here at Toomer's Corner, and just a great opportunity. You had some young players that came through for you. Some of those guys are back. I know you got some new guys coming in. Just kind of talk about where we are now, removed from that tournament. Is it still sinking in for you guys?
Well, I'd say the first thing is, how about that celebration?
It was outstanding.
I mean, how about all the thousands of people there? How about the Auburn family that showed up and supported
golf,
were here. Right? It wasn't
they were there,
just football,
man.
Basketball, baseball.
Right.
It was golf, and they're shutting down Toomer's Corner. Our guys were just amazing, and we had Buddy Alexander's one of my assistants, and he's coached at LSU and Georgia Southern in Florida, and we're sitting there in front of all those thousands of people, and he just elbows me and goes, "By the way, they don't do this at other places." I was like, that's pretty cool, coming from you and your legendary coach. But, just looking back on it, I mean, you kind of pinch yourself a little bit, because listen, as a coach, you work your whole life and you get so busy in recruiting and developing, and fundraising and developing, and you never really –
stop and smell the roses.
You never really think that might happen,
right?
But I remember being in that final match, and we don't tee off till like 3:00 because of TV. TV dictates everything, and I remember having a chance, being that morning, and you have breakfast, and you're like, what do I do all day until we play? And you're running through that. It's like, we better, you got to take advantage of this moment. And that was kind of the message to the guys. Like, you've worked so hard to get to here, and let's
soak it in.
Enjoy it.
Right.
Have fun, but go compete your ass off, and let's go win a national championship for Auburn.
A lot of times in sports, you don't have a chance to appreciate it. You're so caught up trying to get through the event that you don't have a chance. So in golf like that, when the TV kind of forced you guys to say, look, man, we're about to play for a national title.
Yeah. I mean, what a special moment. Just for the guys and to get out there. And for us, too, as coaches, you try to soak it all in when you're out there. Then to come out the way we did and to win in the fashion that we did. And
JM didn't make you go to 18.
Thank goodness.
I know. He finished it on 17. And but a grueling match against a great opponent in Florida State. And I know Jackson Coivion and then Brendan both won their matches, too, to give you guys that win overall. Yeah. But it came down to that final match, that fifth match. And, for drama purposes, you wouldn't want it any other way, man. I had so many people texting me during that, man, I can't I mean, this is unbelievable. I'm on the edge of my seat watching this golf match.
Stressful.
And but again, getting the win big time. And it's because of your work. It's because of the players. And coaches say that all the time. So we got to have the horses, man, to be able to go out and compete. And you got a great roster.
We do. I mean, you look at the top to bottom last year. We had Jackson Coyven and Brendan Valdez were first-team All-Americans. You had a 3-time All-American in J.M. Butler. You had Alex Vogelsong that's kind of behind the scenes, our leader that was there on site. You had Josiah Gilbert that was a freshman that, just now he's the 21st ranked amateur in the world.
Right.
Now. You had Carson Baca, which has just been a gritty, tough competitor that's a top 35 player in the world as well in amateur golf. And we're still stacked this year too. We got
loaded team.
We got everybody back but J.M. and Alex that competed and played in that national championship team at La Costa, and we have the #1 junior in the country that's Billy Davis that's joined us as well, and we got incredible depth. I mean, you start looking at the Evan Vos and the Reed Lotters and the Ryan Eshelmans and Tyler Spillman. The list kind of goes on and on.
Talk about that, Coach, because a lot of people that may not think like, hey, we got to get 5 guys that can really play, but the depth's what you challenge. These guys challenge each other in practice, and you want somebody back there pushing you to be the best.
Well, I believe in iron sharpens iron. And I tell guys when they're recruiting, like, you're going to come here and you're going to compete. We're going to challenge you. The players on the team are going to challenge you. And I think that's one of the reasons why they choose Auburn is the fact that they have to compete. It's going to make them better. It's going to push them, mentally, physically, emotionally, to be better versions of themselves on a daily basis. And I think that's why they come to Auburn.
We talk about this conference. It's grueling in every single sport. Golf's no exception, man. You look at the competition with Vanderbilt and Alabama, and, the list goes on. And you talk about iron sharpening iron. The SEC sharpens itself in every sport. And so when you go and you play in these tournaments, I know that you guys just got through with the fall, and then you're about to move into the spring. You guys start in February. You got a tough trip to the Big Island out there in Hawaii. So everybody feels sorry for Auburn golf team on that first tournament. But again, it makes you, I guess, the regional play of playing in the Southeastern Conference makes you a better program when you go and play these other teams.
It is. I mean, listen, the SEC, just like any sport, right? I think 12 of the top 25 of the nation right now are in the SEC in men's golf.
It's crazy, man.
It's got incredible coaches, incredible programs, great resources, great facilities, and what's going to separate us, and that's something we always talk about internally in that locker room and in our, our team meetings of, how are we going to be better than everybody else in this league, because it's pretty equal across the board.
It is. Ranked 3rd right now?
We are ranked 3rd in the country in every major poll. We were preseason #1. I thought we played okay. We didn't play incredibly well in the fall. We left a lot out there, but we were juggling lineups, trying to figure out who's who, and I think we're obviously the guys are really motivated to get to the spring.
Coach, you just recently got named co-head coach of the 2025 Arnold Palmer Cup. That'll take place in June over in South Carolina. First of all, congratulations on that.
Thank you. No, it's quite an honor. Very humbled to be at a work side. The University of South Carolina women's head coach, Kaylin Anderson, and me and her will be the head coaches for the men and women for the Palmer Cup, and just lead the nation, lead with pride, and make sure those guys play for the flag and play for each other. And it's going to be really cool to work with some of the best players in the country.
Anytime you can be part of something where you represent your country, and you can go compete internationally and all that. That's a big deal. Well, Coach, I know you're busy. Really appreciate you taking time out today to come out here to Bunkers with us and talk about the golf team. We look forward to covering you all throughout the season, having you on the show again, and we're planning to be back out here at Bunkers some, so it's convenient when you're scheduled. When you're not in Hawaii,
it's a great place.
You come over here to Bunkers. But, again, thanks for all you do for Auburn, and congratulations on the national championship last year. I know you're working to get back and win another one, and congratulations on the Arnold Palmer Cup. So much good stuff going on with Auburn men's golf.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you to you. Thank you to Bunkers and War Eagle.
Coach, thanks so much.
Happy
birthday to you.
Thank you now.
All right, Coach Nick Clinard here with Auburn Golf. We'll take a break. Stay tuned. More to come right after this.
For air that's cool and clean, call Sensi Green. For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Sensi Green.
Turn to the experts at Sensigreen and find out how to get up to $1,000 in carrier cool cash rebates. Visit Sensigreen.com today to be worry-free when it comes to your home comfort and indoor air quality.
For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe,
This is Kathy Holmes with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
Presley Appliance and Furniture, located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, is locally owned and operated with over 35 years of experience in the appliance and furniture business. Specializing in Amana, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and Ashley Furniture, Presley Appliance services what they sell and will make sure you receive top-notch customer service. Call them today at 256-329-9762 or drop by to see them on Cherokee Road in Alexander City. Presley Appliance and Furniture, where they service what they sell.
Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply is your headquarters for all the brands contractors know best. We are your local home improvement store with 9 convenient locations throughout central Alabama. We have a huge selection of Weber and Traeger, Pelican coolers, Milwaukee and DeWalt tools, and other top brands. No matter the project, we have you covered with our high-quality lumber and building supplies. From do-it-yourselfers to seasoned pros, Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply has what you need to get the job done.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes. They're installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
The results are in, and Game Day Men's Health in Auburn has delivered. The certified medical team at Game Day Men's Health wants to help you feel better. Text 334-209-3706 to set up your free testosterone check and consult. Results back in as little as 15 minutes. Tired of feeling tired? Text 334-209-3706 to Game Day Men's Health in Auburn. They make you feel better.
Lake Martin Mobile Detailing is the #1 auto and boat detailing company in Central Alabama. Don't trust your boat or vehicle to just anybody. Hire the professionals. Top-of-the-line ceramic coating, detailing, gel coat restoration, and paint correction gives you the options to take care of your vehicle the right way. Located at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville, Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have you riding in style. Call them today at 256-794-2328 for Superior Automotive and Boat Detailing.
J.A. Smith Construction, licensed general contractor and your trusted choice for land clearing and grading, site work, underground utilities, concrete paving, and material hauling. They also do storm drain installations, fish ponds, and slough dredging. Call Alexander at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. No job is too big or too small for J.A. Smith Construction, the top choice for all of your land service needs.
Chick-fil-A is always the best option when you're on the go, but they are also great when it comes to planning your next event, from tailgating to birthday parties to weddings. Call Chick-fil-A Alexander City at 256-289-7955 for catering or order on the Chick-fil-A app. Make sure to choose the Alexander City location and have your catering order ready to go. Nugget trays, mac and cheese trays, fruit trays, cookie trays, gallons of our famous lemonade or tea, and chilled grilled chicken sub sandwiches, and a lot more options. Make it Chick-fil-A Alexander City for your next event.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz here live on location at Bunkers in Auburn. And can't thank Bunkers enough, man. Place is awesome. Got a lot of guys back here playing golf behind us on the simulator. And just had Coach Clinard Wade with us that jumped up here. It's his birthday today.
Yeah.
Chose to spend his birthday with us.
Happy
here on Auburn
birthday
Blitz,
to Coach Clinard. And what an incredible asset he is to Auburn Athletics and the university. Man. And what an incredible asset Bunkers is, Brett, to downtown Auburn and the entire community. This place is incredible. It's incredible. You've got to come down here and see this place. Get you a tasty, frothy cold snack. Get you some of that dip and chips, that par 3 dip and chips we just went through, like Sherman through Atlanta.
Let me tell you, the plate was full and nothing was touched. And as soon as we went to break, Coach Clinard, I think y'all you and Randy elbowed him out of the way on his birthday to get to the daggum guacamole dip over here.
Randy doesn't eat unhealthy food like this. He
was dipping and eating. Are you kidding me? He's glad he does go to the gym, no doubt about it, but he's got a voracious appetite.
That's right.
Well, he's
still a growing boy.
He eats seafood. He sees food and he eats it. Okay,
he's got to get his protein.
Don't mistake his physique with his lack of his appetite. Let me tell you that. But anyway, yeah, Bunkers. The food's great. Come out here and hang out with us. They got an awesome bar down here in the middle that none of us are afraid to go look at times. So it's an outstanding setup. Again, I don't think they'd mind us saying some of the visitors have been in frequented Bunkers the last few nights here on campus, the portal visitors. And,
nice.
You know, what better place to come and entertain than a place like this?
Well, hopefully we'll get some good hits in the portal here soon.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the portal a little bit more. But I want to talk about this schedule, Wade. You know,
oh boy,
it's not the most friendly schedule. I think last year was a little bit more conducive for Auburn to win 8 or 9 games, but I think our roster is going to be better. So I think that does count for something. And depending on what happens with this quarterback in the portal, I mean, we got our guy in high school. We got the high school guy we wanted. We got Deuce Knight. So that was a big win for us in recruiting. We'll see him tomorrow in the Alabama-Mississippi game. But this portal quarterback's important, man, whether it's Malik Murphy or Jackson Arnold or somebody else. I think Auburn's got to get this right. They got to have a guy that can come in and really take this offense over. I think that's how close we are, man. I think if you look at the body of work, Auburn was in every football game. I love our defense. If you get a quarterback play that's, you know, it doesn't have to be exceptional, but just really good quarterback play, man, I think the sky's the limit for this Auburn offense. They got all the other pieces around them.
Yeah, I mean, it all revolves around the quarterback. And
it does,
and obviously, listen, I've said this until I'm blue in the face, and I'll say it forever. You saw what Georgia did to Texas in the SEC championship game. They decided, even after injury to their starting quarterback, Carson Beck, you know what? We're not going to lose our minds. We're going to get physical.
Right.
And we're going to see if Texas can stop the run, because we're going to stop Texas' run and make them one-dimensional. And they did.
And they did it.
And we're going to shove it down their throat, and we're going to hang in this game, and we're going to be tough, and we're going to win it late. And I still think that there's a place for that in college football, especially with Auburn football, that historically has been successful, Brett, when they run the ball and play defense. But Hugh Freeze is not going to be a power run guy. He's going to mix the run in when he needs to, but he wants to throw the ball, and that's just how it's going to be, and it can be successful. Look at Texas. They're in the college football playoffs doing it. They don't run the ball with efficiency, and so you have to have a top-notch quarterback who can understand that system, who's on the same page with the receivers.
Right.
And when you have a schedule like you do, which the first 6 games, to me, are brutal. You go to Baylor, who's red hot. They've got an identity. They've got a quarterback. Auburn's never been to Waco. That's going to be a wild trip.
Right.
Ball State's okay. They're salty.
That's got to be a win, though. Let's be honest.
It's got to be a win, but, you know, but it's not like playing Alabama A&M.
No.
And that's going to be South Alabama's Super Bowl.
Oh,
Auburn better strap it up for that game, which could be a look-ahead game, because the next week you got to travel to Norman, Oklahoma, and then you back it up with a trip to Texas A&M, and then a bye week in Georgia. After that, the schedule gets a lot better. Auburn needs to be 4-2 somehow, and if they're not, after week 6 against Georgia, they're going to be out of the college football playoffs, and Auburn fans are going to be fired up again.
Yeah, you really just kind of hit the nail on the head. You know, if you win against – can you imagine just the difference in the mentality? You go to Waco and get a win.
Huge.
And then you come back and you play Ball State and South Alabama, and then you feel like, okay, 3-0, going on the road to Oklahoma. And now what if that's Jackson Arnold that's returning to Oklahoma? You don't think he wants to win that game?
Sure.
You don't think there's a chip on his shoulder at that point? And look, let's just be honest. This isn't the Oklahoma that we're all used to. Brent Venables got his own problems, and he's got pressure on him too. They've got to get it right now.
Right.
They may have a great transfer portal quarterback, themselves. So going to be a tough trip. Alabama just proved that. Doesn't matter how good you've played all year. That's still a tough road trip. And
I'd rather catch them early in the season than late.
For sure. But let's just say you split between Oklahoma and A&M. All right, then you have the Open, then you play Georgia. You're still in good shape. You get Georgia coming to Auburn. Even if you were to drop that, it's 2 losses. Then, like you said, it gets a lot easier. Not easier, but it gets a better stretch. You
More
got
manageable.
It's Missouri coming to Auburn, Auburn going to Arkansas, Kentucky coming to Auburn, and then Auburn going to Nashville before you have that last Open. That's 4 should be, if you're a competitive top tier in the SEC for consideration program, those are 4 games you got to win.
If you're 4-2 after the Georgia game, you're going to be 8-2 after those games.
With Mercer and Alabama left.
Right, and you'll be playing Alabama to try and get in the college football playoff.
Right. Pretty doggone good.
Yeah,
that's a good breakdown.
And I think it's doable, but you can't do it unless you got your man pulling the trigger at quarterback.
If you got mediocre quarterback play, everything we just talked about really doesn't mean a hill of beans.
We'll be talking about something else, too.
Yeah, we'll be talking about, and you'll know that early, I think. And we'll see the demeanor of the team and how it is. I mean, it won't take long to figure that out based on how the team is playing through those first 4 or 5 games. So, Wade, Sense of Green, before we go to our next break, for air that's cool and clean.
Call Sense of Green. Give us a ring, Lake Martin, State of Alabama. We'll get to you. We'll take care of you. We're running a special right now. Going to announce it's going to come out the first of the year, but we'll honor it right now. $1,500 off any system if you get a replacement. That's hard to beat, folks.
$1,500
Christmas
off.
come early.
There it is, just handing you $1,500 right there at Sense of Green. So, Wade, thanks so much, brother. Appreciate it. Going to take another break. Stay tuned. More to come here on the Auburn Blitz.
This is Joseph Dean with Frederick Dean Funeral Home and Crematory. I am pleased to announce that Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation is now open to serve the public at our location on the corner of 49 North and 280 West in Dadeville. Please stop by and see lifelong resident of Dadeville, Molly Kaler, who will be running the office and meeting with families who want to plan ahead and pre-need their services. We are also available by phone 256-750-0381 or online at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
Bucks Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bucks Island has all kinds of boats, with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bucks Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bucksisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life. EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
Go ahead and mark your calendars, sports fans. The Alabama State Games are returning to the Magic City of Birmingham, Jefferson County, and surrounding communities June 13th through the 15th, 2025. We're talking about 20-plus sports open to athletes of all ages and abilities. The 42nd Alabama State Games will be something to behold. Mark your calendars now and be ready to go when registration opens. Visit alagames.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more exciting announcements.
When you want quality, selection, price, superior financing, and a pain-free buying experience, look no further than Sons Automotive Group of Montgomery and Auburn. Sons of Montgomery offers the best selection of Kias, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Ram trucks. Conveniently located on Eastern Boulevard, Sons Ford of Auburn is the region's Ford volume dealer. And when you shop at any Sons location, they will maximize all incentives and financing options for anyone's credit. Whether Kia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram in Montgomery, or Ford in Auburn, Sons Automotive treats you like family because they are family driven.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Friday edition of the Auburn Blitz here live on location at Bunkers in Auburn here on West Glen. Man, what a great place. Looking forward to being back down here more often. Thanks again to Coach Clinard for coming out and his busy schedule. And here comes Hannah with 2 platefuls of food. So we'll go ahead and let her sit this down on the table right here. And we'll let Kane direct and all. But, yeah, don't worry, Hannah. I don't know that they'll last long enough for people to even see them on the camera. So thank you so much. A great service here, great atmosphere. Glad to be here at Bunkers on location. And, man, they've got a great menu. They got a great bar. So just a great place to be here on a Friday.
Here on a Friday in downtown Auburn, and love for you to come out. I know last night they had a big event that they were hosting some of the recruits that are in, and a lot of things going on in the football program right now. But let's reel over and talk a little bit about Auburn basketball, Brett. That's
number 2 team in the country.
Where our strength is right now, and only team ahead of us is right here in our conference as well in Tennessee. And we've been banging each other's heads for it feels like a decade now, haven't we?
We have. We've won our fair share, maybe a little bit more against them head-to-head in the last several years. But Tennessee, they've done a great job and deserving to be up there. I'm not saying that we aren't either, but they're deserving. And you got Alabama down at 7 or 8, and the SEC as a whole. You heard Coach Clinard say 12 of the top 25 in men's golf are in the SEC. It's every sport, man. It is softball, it's tennis, it's golf, it's basketball, it's volleyball. It doesn't matter. The SEC slap dominates every daggum sport they want to play, and it doesn't matter what you choose. So going in it's grueling. You and I talk about it on the podcast and talk about strength schedule and all that ad nauseum all week. That's why the SEC, they're good enough with the schedule that they have from their conference because all the top teams are in this conference. The Big Ten can probably argue a little bit about that too because they have their fair share. But if I'm in the ACC, if I'm in the Big 12, just navigating your conference schedule probably isn't good enough. And I know we're talking about football now a little bit. We're going to get to basketball, but that's the truth, man. The SEC is just unbelievably grueling.
Well, you need to know what those that are part of the committee deem as important.
Right.
And it's the reason that I kind of defended our good friend Luke Robinson with his comments with Alabama not getting in, Brett, and I'm going to reel over and talk a little bit about basketball with that. We know with basketball that it's been proven that you'll get a lot higher seeding if you're a really good team if you play a great out-of-conference schedule, correct? And Bruce Pearl has felt it, and he's gone out there, and he has put together one of the toughest schedules Auburn's ever played in men's basketball.
No doubt.
And we're still sitting there at number 2 with a loss. Now, we had to go to Duke to get that loss.
That wasn't your normal loss.
No, it wasn't. But, I feel like we were tested there. But things change in these other sports. And right now I'm not saying the committee's not going to make a different choice next year based off the strength of schedule out of conference. But if they don't,
you better
Brett,
prepare for them to do something different.
If they don't, though, they need to come out and say what's important, because Auburn starts the season on the road at Baylor.
Right.
I don't know about you, but I'm not looking forward to that one. I'd much rather start playing Murray State at home. And you can say, Randy, that's a boring game and nobody wants to come. I don't believe that. I believe Auburn, if we have them at home, I think it'll be a big crowd out there, and it will be a great game for us with a lot of youth to get out there and play. But, no, we're playing the game.
Got to cut your teeth.
You're cutting your teeth really early
pretty good opponent.
with a
on the road
newly started quarterback, no matter who it is. I don't care if it's Jackson Arnold or the kid from Duke or Walker White that's currently on campus right now. I don't care who it is. Whoever it is going to be their first time to start for Auburn in a game. So would I rather that be at home against a lesser-than opponent?
Sure.
I would. So, my biggest complaint with Brett this week is, look, man, if the rules change, then the contracts are null and void. If the rules change and it's not overly important that you go on the road and go play at USC or go play at UCLA.
I don't know how easy it is to change that schedule at this point now that we're sitting in about to go into January.
Well, it was easy enough for them to change everything else. It was easy enough for them to say that now
but
Oklahoma
I'm just saying
and Texas are in the SEC when they weren't a couple of years ago.
I'm just saying logistically for the universities, not the NCAA. I don't care. I'm saying that Baylor's like, okay, if y'all want to get out, I got to get a home game now.
Yeah.
And vice versa. If it were Auburn and it was somebody saying, hey, we want out, can you do that in 6 months or 7 months? I don't know.
But back to the basketball, it is a huge benefit to play these games.
It's totally different. Totally different sport.
And what a matchup tomorrow, Brett, for Auburn to continue their strong play before conference.
Right.
And we're going to know exactly who we are when this conference season starts.
I think we already know who we are.
I don't, I listened to Bruce this week in an interview that he did, and, he knew he had a great football team. A great basketball team. But the one thing he didn't know that I thought was intriguing to hear him say was all offseason they practiced with Janai and Dylan Cardwell down low starting together. And he said, I must be honest with you, it wasn't really good. It wasn't bad, but it was not bearing fruit, I think was the word that he used.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't think anybody thinks that it's not bearing fruit right now that the season started.
Right.
I think it's bearing a lot of fruit. And the beauty of those two guys is bigs, Brett, they can defend everybody on the court. They can come out and defend a point guard and then reverse down and defend a five.
Right.
There's not too many players that you're going to throw down in the post that have the skill set those two guys have, Brett.
No, you're exactly right. I think, we've got probably the deepest roster in the country. I think that's leading us in one of the more veterans with 10 seniors. You try to figure that stuff out in the offseason and figure out what your best your combinations are. I sent y'all that text that they rank starting lineups, the top 25, and two of the top 25 starting lines in basketball belong to Auburn in the top 5, 1 and 4. That means a different combination of our players ranks twice in the top 5 in the country. That's how deep this team is and how good this team is. And, we all know depth wins in tournament time, and great point guard play wins in tournament time. I think that's why he talked about Denver Jones this week and kind of the role he's in, but more minutes for Pettiford and how he's able to handle the basketball and how he's grown and able to do things like that. So just a lot of excitement with this non-conference schedule. Got Ohio State tomorrow in Atlanta. Then you turn around and on the 21st play Purdue, and then you play Monmouth, and then you get into conference play, man, and then it's off and running. So I think we got to get to our next break here on the program. We come back, Randy. We'll close out the show here from Bunkers and talk some more about this Auburn basketball team as they get ready to take on Ohio State tomorrow. Stay tuned. More to come right after this.
J.A. Smith Construction, licensed general contractor and your trusted choice for land clearing and grading, site work, underground utilities, concrete paving, and material hauling. They also do storm drain installations, fish ponds, and slough dredging. Call Alexander at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. No job is too big or too small for J.A. Smith Construction, the top choice for all of your land service needs.
For air that's cool and clean, call Sensi Green. For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Sensi Green.
Turn to the experts at Sensagreen and find out how to get up to $1,000 in carry or cool cash rebates. Visit Sensagreen.com today to be worry-free when it comes to your home comfort and indoor air quality.
For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe. Call Sensagreen.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama. Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
Go ahead and mark your calendars, sports fans. The Alabama State Games are returning to the Magic City of Birmingham, Jefferson County, and surrounding communities June 13th through the 15th, 2025. We're talking about 20-plus sports open to athletes of all ages and abilities. The 42nd Alabama State Games will be something to behold. Mark your calendars now and be ready to go when registration opens. Visit allagames.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more exciting announcements. Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment here on the Auburn Blitz on location here at Bunkers. Again, thanks to Sensagreen for air that's cool and clean. Call on Sensagreen, Russell Do It Center, and Building Supply Stores with 9 locations here in Central Alabama. They have a location right here in Auburn. So for all your home building supplies, home decor, anything you need, check out Russell Do It Center. And J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation. If you got property that needs dirt work, moving, you need it on grade, you need something prepped, they'll go handle it. No project too big or too small for J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation. Glad to be partnered with Bunkers now here in Auburn, and just a great place to come and hang out with your friends. Everything. This place is pretty much full now here at lunch, and again, got some plans moving forward here at Bunkers, maybe into next year, into football season that we're going to kick around. Maybe some post-game plans here from Bunkers. But anyway, come check it out. Don't take our word for it. Come check out the great food and the great atmosphere. Come hang out in the golf simulator. You don't have to it's not just golf. They've got footballs and soccer balls and all. You can do all this virtual stuff in all these competitions with your friends. So make sure you come out here on West Glen in Auburn. To close out the show here, again, I want to thank Coach Clinard from Auburn Men's Golf for coming out and spending a little bit of his time on his birthday today to talk about the men's golf program. They're number 3 in the country, and he feels really good about this team again this year, very deep, and, depth's a key. And you don't think about it in golf sometimes, Randy, but depth's key in golf too. And they'll start their real season in February. They head out to Hawaii, and then they play a tournament in Las Vegas. So looking forward to following them again. Been talking about basketball, been talking about the portal. Just your final thoughts on this basketball team. Barring some crazy something happening, you like your chances in all these games, even against Purdue here next week in Birmingham. And you're heading into the conference schedule as the number 2 or maybe even the number 1 team in the country.
Well, just a couple of quick thoughts and maybe some changes that you're going to see in minutes. I think you've already seen the changes in minutes for Tahad Pettiford. J.P. Pegues not getting anywhere near the amount of minutes that we expected to start the season. Just has the yips a little bit shooting the basketball. I mean, the shot coming off the hand looks really good. It's just not falling. So I'm hopeful that he gets things going. But I thought Ja'Kai Howard had a really nice game. And from an explosiveness standpoint and athleticism standpoint, Brett, he's special. We've had some great ones when it comes to high risers, and Chris Porter's probably the first one that any of us of our generation would talk about. But Ja'Kai Howard's that type of athlete. He had a couple of posterized dunks the other night. And I think since the initial issues that he had in the game where so many of us saw maybe his body language and the problems that he had there, Brett, he's been great since then. I mean, he really is. I watch him when I'm at.
Sometimes you got to learn your lesson, man.
I think he's a young guy.
Yeah,
and he's an emotional guy, and he's very competitive. And it's probably tough for somebody that's always been the best on any team that he's been on to probably find his role. And it's understandable with these young guys. But I tell you what I'm impressed with is the way that Bruce Pearl and this staff's handled it. I've watched him on the bench. I've watched his emotion over there on the bench. I've watched the 2 of them that supposedly got in the fight sit beside each other and act like they think a lot of each other and they're good teammates and they're the first ones up to applaud teammates when they're playing well. And then he gets an opportunity the other night, and I think all of us watching go, I don't know what his role is, but I'm telling you, we better find one because he's that type of athlete. So
you've been doing all this without him even really contributing.
That's my
huge.
point. I think that Bruce trying to figure out a way to work him in, especially with CBM. I think he's perfect in that position. CBM's a very good athlete, but CBM's really long, has a great way of defending. But I think even Ja'Kai may be a little bit more of an explosive athlete. And so you can mix and match what you're getting there. And it's such a deep team, Brett. I mean, I'm just bringing him up because we haven't seen him at all so far, and I think that he's got a chance to make a big splash by the end of the year.
Well, I thought it was huge that CBM gave up some of his minutes against Richmond to allow Ja'Kai to come out and get some more time and to kind of get back in the flow. And probably the last guy you would have thought would have done that, to be honest. And I think a lot of people commented on that, and that's good to see, that side of CBM and 2 guys, like you said, that are similar in makeup that – They play with an edge, and that's part of a lot of people's game. You can't just take that away from somebody.
No, I don't think you can take it away from somebody in any sport. You know, you are who you are. Now, you've got to be able to corral it.
Right.
And,
yeah, you can't go over the top and cost your team like
you and I are
the Yale
very
game,
emotional people. So I know people that are like that, and I can understand that. And it was tough. And trust me, I had moments where teammates of mine didn't like me, and I had moments where parents and other people, you got to control that because, that competitive spirit's not helping anybody. So I can
There's a fine line
that.
to where it starts to hurt you.
But I'm so confident that we got the right leaders in place to corral all of that and get the best out of them. And, I'm proud for Ja'Kai Howard. I think he's chosen the right school to come to get him ready for what is hopefully a tremendous career, not only at Auburn but in the NBA, because he's that type of talent.
When you're young, you got to learn your lessons sometimes. And like you said, I think the coaching staff and I think the team handled it about as well as you can. He's going to be an asset. He's going to be an asset this year. And, when you're able to go and navigate the schedule like Auburn has without him playing, and then he comes out there and does what he does, man, you're like, that's pretty doggone impressive. So, we got just a few seconds here. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. I want to thank Bunkers, Alan Brewer, and KJ out here for everything that they've done. So, again, on location here at Bunkers, it's going to wrap it up here for the Auburn Blitz. We'll see you next time, folks.
Auburn Blitz is now on the air. Your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee,